If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be.
Everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. So today I'm doing a video of my game hauls that I got over the holidays. So fewer gifts, not very many. I have a large collection. I'm very hard to buy for unless you like ask specifically for a game, but I'll show you the few that I did get. A few I got just before the holidays, and then I got a gift card from my work, so I spent that and more getting a few more games. So I'll just show you the new games that joined the collection this season. So let's have a look. First one I'm going to bring up, this one actually was a Christmas gift, and I got this from Lee. I ended up getting a Mancala board for my son for Christmas because me and him quite enjoy this game. We play it quite a bit, and then when we sit down to play, like, we play it a lot. So then when I was going through kind of picking which one to give him, I really raved about this one. And Lee's good at paying attention, so he got it for me. Now I'm just going to show you real quick what's so cool with this one. I'll open it here. Now I do have a Mancala board now. It was actually a Costco one that Lee bought for me last year, but this one comes in a box that folds up, so you could store it just like this in the box. It's all engraved, like the wood is all engraved. It's beautiful. There's magnet that kind of holds it closed, but you could open it, and then the stones are like actual gems, and it's just such a beautiful board. So I have played with this one quite a bit. But that was one of the games I got for Christmas, a brand new Mancala board, and I am just completely tickled pink with this. It's great. So when I get my game room back, because right now it's under renovation, we had a flood. So once I get that set up again, this is one that I think I'll have on display. All right, put that down. All right, next one. This is another game that I got as a gift for Christmas, and this is called Ransom Note. Now, I got this one plus an expansion. The expansion adds more players, so this game normally is up to 6 players. Now I can play it up to 10. So there's extra words and extra cards. And the way that this one works, oh my God, I didn't even put the lid on the proper way. That just drives me crazy. So let me put this on here just so you can see. So the way that this one works is you'll have a category card, and then you'll pull out the card, read out the category, you take turn being the judge. And then there's bunch of magnetic words. So it's just like little cut up words that are on magnet board that you would put on this little metal board. And it says, and this one is like, ask a child in the airplane seat behind you to stop kicking. And with the couple of words that you have available, you take about 3 pages. So it says about 75 words. You try to come up with a saying that would kind of do this. And then when everybody's done, we all put our answers up. The judge then kind of judge which answer they like the best. Now, we make it so that the judge don't know where the answers come from, just in case that kind of affects. I have kids, like they like to pick on each other, so we avoid that if we can. But Ransom Note was a gift that I got from my friend for Christmas. I've played it at just when she gave it to me, we played it that night. I played it as well for New Year's Eve. It was a hit. This is a really fun, kind of funny party game. So this one was neat. I'll put this over here for now. And let's have a look at what else. Okay. Secret Santa. This is a game that I purchased on Amazon. And it was really interesting. Now, there's also a kind of similar package, different game, but there's also like an Easter version that I'm going to want as well. But with this one is you have a bunch of almost like pogs. So, and these are considered to be the presents. So you would just put them all face down. You would have 3 in front of you, And on your turn, you would be able to see which ones you have. So if you look over here, I have 12 drummers drumming. I also have 11 pipers piping. And I have 3 French N. And this is based on the 12 days of Christmas. So there's 12 of the 12 drummers drumming. There's 11 pipers piping and so on in here. And there's only 3 at the end once all the presents in the middle are gone, that you want to be the player with the lowest numbered presents. So I would look at this and maybe I'm going to unwrap 11 drummers drumming. And that's public knowledge. And I would put this back in here, and then I would take a present from the middle, and I would look at it. I got 2 turtle dove, which is even better than like 3 French hen. And then you kind of want to, poker face, don't show that you have a good one, and be like, okay. Now, I discarded an 11. So that doesn't indicate that my cards are that amazing. Next, I'll do the 12 drummers drumming. I would discard this one, take a new one. And I'm in a bit of trouble here because I have, I discarded the wrong one, but now I have 2 French N and I have a turtle dove. And let's say I get rid of the 1 French N and I take another one. I discarded a 3. So everybody's going to be like, she discarded a 3. The other one must be really good, because when you pick a gift, you can pick from the middle or you can steal from another player as well. So you kind of want to hide the fact that maybe you have a really good gift. And if they're coming, like, you kind of shuffle and be like, okay, let me shuffle real quick. Okay, pick what you want. And then you take what you want and you hope taking the best one. So it's kind of a super simple game, but it's one that would play a very large number of plays. It says 2 to 10, so you can play a lot of people. And over the Christmas holidays, it's just a really neat one to bring out, kind of have like a white elephant feel with just as a board game. So that was really cool. Okay, next I have is another gift that I got, and I got this one from my friend Carla, and it's Rudolph by De Vere. So this is a little card game. If you've ever played Point Salad, this reminds me a lot of Point Salad. And it's a multi-use card game. So you have cards, and you're going to be taking cards, and you have one in front of you to start. And with the new cards, you're either going to add in front, where it's going to be more different colored harness on reindeers, or you're going to add to the sleigh. And each sleigh card has like a scoring condition based on the amount or the combination of reindeers you have in the front. So you're kind of doing, okay, well, I'm going to add the sleigh because it scores for a lot of yellows, and I have a lot of yellows. Oh, and then I'm going to add yellow here. So you kind of decide how you're going to add each. And then in the end, you'll have you add 10 cards to your sleigh. Then you have 2 Rudolph cards at the very beginning. You can pick which one you want to keep, and the other one's discarded. Then that Rudolph card you kept gets added to the front, and that kind of gives you an end game score as well. Plus, there's also scores for having the most of certain colors. So whoever has the most yellow gets bonus 5 points. Whoever has the most pink gets bonus 5 points, and so on. It's so satisfying, super simple, easy to play, but it is so thematic. I really, really enjoyed Rudolph, and we've played it many times already, even though I got it just before Christmas. So Rudolph, this is a really neat card game. Put that over there. So which one do I want to show you next? Oh, this one is another Christmas gift I received, and I got this from my sister, and it's Murder Mystery Party, and it's a jigsaw puzzle, a recipe for murder. And I have a few of these. So it's a 1,000-piece puzzle that you got to put together. But before you put it together, you read a story. There's some sort of murder mystery that happens. So you read that story. Then you got to put this 1,000-piece puzzle together. Now, you don't necessarily have an image that kind of shows exactly what the puzzle is. So that's a bit of a mystery on its own as to what. I'm assuming it'd be similar to this, but it'll be some difference. And once you have the puzzle all together, the image is going to have clues to solve the murder. So you read the story, you put the puzzle together, then you look at the image on the puzzle, trying to solve the murder. As I said, I've got a few of those. I've done a few of them. I have like a Titanic one to do as well. I enjoy them. Like I enjoy puzzles, and I enjoy the whodunit aspect puzzle as well. So I'm excited to do this one. I'm going to put this one actually over in this corner because I'm planning on doing this one very soon. Okay, what else can I pull out? Let's show you this one. There's another one that I got for Christmas, but it's on the bottom of the pile, so I'll show you that later. This one is one that I purchased. I ordered it on Amazon shortly before Christmas. Meteor Shower. Actually, we played it for the very first time yesterday, and it was so good. Let me show you the components since this one is open here. So you get the player board, and it's double-sided because depending on which side you play, it'll kind of indicate the length of the game. So you have the the big side. So it's a 12 by 12 grid on this side or a 6 by 6. This one will be about 15 to 30. This one will be about 90 minutes. So we have the board. That's great. And then you have these amazing. So this one is going to represent the grid on the small board. The D12 is going to represent the grid on the big board. So you're going to use the dice depending on which side of the board you're playing. Then we have neutral meteorites. Depending on what you roll, these are going to be landing on the map. And then you're going to send your little rover. Look how cool this is. It's so detailed. And it has like a little truck. So you're going to send your little rover so you can put the meteorite on it. Then you're going to move it again to where you want to place it. And then you're going to take that off and replace it with one of your own color onto the board. And the goal is you're trying to create a line from one side of the board to the other side of the board. So this is an abstract strategy game. I really liked it. At first, we're playing it a little bit wrong because when you're moving your rover, you cannot move over where there is a meteor. So you got to be careful to not block yourself in a corner. Now, if you do block yourself in a corner, just ends the game right away, and then you kind of count whoever has the most in their line wins. So you don't want to do that too soon if you're not in the lead. But it's a 2-player abstract strategy game. It was super fun. Components are amazing. So and this is one that I just purchased on Amazon, and I quite enjoy it. So that's good. Then, okay, so I ordered also on Amazon an expansion for the Escape Room, the game. Now, Escape Room, the game comes, it doesn't show it on there, but it comes with this little, the base game comes with this bomb that you set up in the middle of the table. And it has a ticking time, like it ticks down. So you can see it where it's going down, and you're trying to solve before it explodes. And you're going to have all these different keys, and the keys have different aspect to it. There's a shape, there's a letter, there's a number, or there's some Morse code things to it. There's different aspect to this key, and you need to figure out from the answer for the puzzle which key you need to put in what order. And when you place the keys and you push down on it, and it kind of like whether you're successful or not. If you're not correct, you lose time. It has a time penalty, and you're trying to solve this or whatever. This one's a murder mystery, but you're trying to solve it within the time frame that you have. So it's an hour. I got this one. That was really cool. I'm excited to give this a try. This has a difficulty of 3 out of 5. I also got an extra one from this one. This one, I purchased it from the Three Hills book store in Three Hills. And it's another dimension. And I got it because we just finished watching Stranger Things. And this one has a really cool Stranger Things feel to it. And I think it's going to be so good. So this one has a difficulty of 4.5 out of 5. This one's going to be tough to beat. I'm a little bit scared of this one. But Three Hills Books had a lot of like murder mystery type games like that, and really decently priced. So I'm gonna be collecting more from them in the near future as well. Another one that I got, this was actually a Christmas gift because my godfather sent me a gift card. Like, I'm 45 years old. My godfather always sends me a gift for Christmas, and I just love that about him. And he gave me a gift card for Amazon. So, of course, whenever I get an Amazon gift card, I get myself a game. So I ended up getting Only Murder in the Building, the game. And this is based on the TV series, which is about these three people that run a podcast about like a true crime podcast about a murder that happened in their building. They just did the third season and they're going for a fourth season, something like that. Either they're going to start the third season or the fourth season, which is going to be taking place in London. So I think that'll be exciting. This one here is based on that series, and it kind of has a clue element to it. So you search the Arconia, which is the name of the building, you collect the clues, and then you reveal the murder. So Only Murder in the Building, so you're collecting clues. There's different apartments. Only certain people can go in certain apartments. That's almost all I know about it. I haven't opened it yet. There is this little building here that I think is 3D. It looks super cool. So I'll do an unboxing of this one, just kind of show what it looks like, kind of set it up. But this is one I'm looking forward to play. So Only Murder in the Building. We'll put this one over here. Bridgerton Love Letter. I'm a big fan of the Bridgerton series. I'm eagerly waiting for season 4, which I think is supposed to come out this month. So that's great. And I'm an even bigger fan of Love Letter. I have Love Letter. I have Loot Letter. I have the Cthulhu-themed Lovecraft Letter. I have the Jabba's Palace Star Wars one. And I have the Marvel Infinity Gauntlet one. So I have a lot of the Love Letter. I want more. And I got the Bridgerton one. And it's just based on the Bridgerton. First of all, instead of like little hearts, you have diamonds. That's what you're trying to collect. And the cards are all artwork from the movie. So you have like the very Victorian style card. You have there's different names for the cards. So here's the reference cards. And then you have like the characters from the series. And it looks so cool. Otherwise, it plays pretty much exactly like Love Letter, except for this card. We have the Queen Charlotte card. It doesn't have a value assigned to it. And when this one comes out, starting from 1, working your way up, you discard the lowest value card that's in play. So it just kind of automatically eliminates a player. I haven't played with that card because we're playing 2 players and I didn't want to eliminate in a 2-player game. So we ignore that. Oh, let me put the gems back in. But Bridgerton Love Letter, I've played it a few times, super excited to own it. It's beautiful. Very happy with this one. Okay, then there's a game that was talked about all the time and I was eager to try, and I finally have my own copy, and that is Spots. So Spots is a little dice game, and it's kind of like a matching game. So you have different dog cards that you're going to put out, and there's different spots on it that shows the number of spots is the number of pip you need to have on a dice. You would roll it, place the dice, and then you get to score the card. Now, if you can't place a dice, the dice that you roll gets put into the yard. They get buried in your yard. And if you ever have 8 or more in there, you bust, and those dice go away, but then so are all the dice placed on the dogs that haven't scored yet. They go away as well. And the first one to complete 6 dog is the winner. Simple game. Super satisfying. We played this now, and I'm hoping to play it again. So, Spots. Then I went to the Three Hills bookstore, and I purchased with some Christmas money I received, and I got Hitster Music Bingo. So I already had have Hitster, which is basically a timeline game with based on the sound time frame it fits based on the other songs you have in front of you. The bingo is kind of more party, kind of better for a bigger group because you all play at the same time. You spin the disco ball, it's going to pick a category. There's two sides. So one category is a little bit more difficult where you got maybe figure out the artist or name the song or the year and so on. The one side is a bit more forgiving. Is it a solo or group? Within 4 years, what year did this song come out and different things like that. So you're going to be doing the spin, listen to the music, everybody takes a guess, and then you're going to write what you think it is. And then you reveal it. If you're correct, and it was the purple section, then you get to cross off a purple in your bingo card. The first one to complete a line wins the game. So we played it at New Year's Eve. I played it with friends when they came over for game day. It was a blast. Hitster Music Bingos is really good. Of course, you can use the cards from the Hitster game into this one and vice versa. But super satisfying. Absolutely love this game. So let's put that there. Then, using that gift card I got from work, I ordered a bunch of bunch of games, mainly because mine are packed up and I'm kind of very limited as to what I got to play now, and that just won't do. So I got Bullet Heart. There's Bullet Stars. There's a different version of it. I have played this once before. Obviously not this particular one. This one is still in shrink. One thing I didn't love about this one was this is an elimination game. So once you run out of life, you're eliminating the game. And then the rest of the players keep going until it's over. When we played, 2 of us got eliminated right away. 2 of us kept going for quite a while after. I'm thinking I probably will be playing this 2 players mostly. It is 1 to 4 players. So in a 2-player game, it doesn't really matter. The game ends when one player is eliminated. But it could be that it was a one-off, that it's not like that all the time. So I'm willing to give it another try. But with this one is you have a bag, you have tokens. You pull out the tokens. They get added to your board, and you're trying not to have them go down. There's different actions you can activate to kind of clear some of those out. But what you get to clear out gets passed down to the next player, and that gets added onto the token they have to play next round. So the better you do, the more difficult you make it for the next player. But it was really interesting when I played it. So I'm excited to try it again and play Bullet. And I have Bullet Heart. Okay, then I got Tea Garden. This is one that my friend Carla talks about quite a bit. I heard great things about this one. I have never played it. I don't know a whole lot about it. I believe we're making tea. But this is obviously a bit of a heavier game than like most of the party game I've been showing so far. So this is a game I'm excited to play. It's not a game that's necessarily easier for me to get to the table just because my player, like it's easier to play party games. We tend to be bigger groups but this one I have a few players anyways that I know this will be a hit with. So as I said, Carlos played this before. I'm excited to try it again as well. And I've ordered this one from 401 Games recently. So it's now in my collection. Let's put that down. Then we have Ink. So Ink is an abstract strategy game. I enjoy those. Carla spoke of this one as well, so it's kind of what made me decide to get it. But components are beautiful in this one. So you have like tiles that you're going to be placing, and it plays a little bit like what's the word? It's going to drive me crazy. It's part of a trilogy. We'll get back to it. But you add the tiles, you're trying to create color clusters. And when you create a color clusters that's the same amount or greater than like the target, then you get to put your ink pot on top of it face down to show that this one's been completed. Then you can manipulate the ink pots, because there's some spot that you can put them down that doesn't have a target per se, then you can shift them around, but they do block your squares around. So if you have an ink pot and then you have the same color further, it stops that color combo. And every time you go around collecting tiles, every time you do a complete around, because you go as far forward as you want, you have to draw a tile that's going to block some of these. So it has a really neat puzzly aspect to it. Components, very amazing. And I think this is going to be a really interesting game to play, and that is ink. And then my stepson's girlfriend's birthday is coming right up. Her birthday's on the 4th. We're having a party for her. And it's been a family tradition. For birthdays, I like to decorate. I like to go all out. And it's ridiculous. And I was like, you know what we should do? We should pick, like, because we'll talk about how kids' decorations were better for birthdays. I was like, let's just pick like an absolutely ridiculous kid theme for our birthdays, and then we just go all out. So my stepson had picked Lego, my stepdaughter picked Shrek, and Cynthia, so my stepson's girlfriend, picked Hello Kitty. So because of that, I got Hello Kitty Day at the Park. Now this is a game that I wanted anyways. It's a game designed by my friend Roberta Taylor. I have all of her other games. I didn't have this one. I think this one is a bit more on the simplistic side. It's a set collection game from the way I understand. You have this kind of map that you build that you kind of go over, depending on what's on there, what you're going to collect. Then you have the cards, and you need to kind of fulfill the orders on the card to get those cards and get those points. It looks super cute. And I thought, what a perfect game to play at a Hello Kitty birthday party. So Hello Kitty Day at the Park. And then I have one that I purchased here again from the 401 game out of that gift card I got from my work. And I have played this game before, and it was amazing. It was so good. I didn't own it, so I decided to buy my own copy. And this is the White Castle. This is the original. They've made a dual version of it, which don't have dice. This one is the one with the dice. So you have these little bridge that you're going to build, and then dice go on there, and then you're going to draft dice from either side, and they're all placed low to high. So you either take a lowest value die or higher value dice, and you're going to draft the dice, and it's kind of a dice worker placement game. And then you're going to put them onto the board, activating different actions. And then you have your player board where you have tokens that you're going to be placing onto the board. And the more you open up, like the more you can do. And this is one of those where there's multiple paths to victory. There's so much things out there that you can put out to score. But it was really satisfying. I quite enjoyed it. And now I have my own copy so I can play it. So that was the White Castle. Another one that I got from that order is Betrayal at House on the Hill, the Yuletide Tale. This is an expansion for Betrayal at House on the Hill, and it's Evil Reigns in the Winter's Pale. So it looks like kind of a horror Christmas theme a little bit to it. So now, unfortunately, my Betrayal at House on the Hill is somewhere in the boxes. So I won't be able to play this until the floor is built and everything is unpacked. But when it is, I have this to play. Now, I'm not one that will not play Christmas games unless it's Christmas time. I definitely play them more around Christmas time, but I play it year-round. So this is one that I'm into. So I just have a few more to go. This is from that same order, and I got Tranquility The Ascent. So Carla talked about this quite a bit. It plays 1 to 5 players, and basically you're going to have the tiles that's going to build the base of the mountain, and you're going to place tiles trying to build the mountains, but you can't place the same colored cube or cards next to each other. And The difference between the number you've played and then the next number up, you have to pay the difference out of cubes. So you want to try to stay as tightly in the numbers as you can. And the goal is trying to build this whole mountain to put the summit. So basically, I've never played it. So basically, that's how I understand this game to play. I don't know how it plays multiplayer. I think that's kind of almost has like a single player. And I don't know if it's co-op. I think it can be co-op, but I don't know if it can be played competitive. So Tranquility The Ascent. And then I got Seers Catalogue. Now, based on Seers Catalogue or Seers, which is Dungeons and Dragons, and I know almost nothing about this game except that it's a kind of trick-taking game. And the way that it was explained, I'm like, trick-taking, I'm in. I want, but here's what it says. A full moon is coming. It's time to gear up with items from the latest Seers catalog full of Seers specific goodies, but the werewolves are never too far away and you have limited space in which to store all these great items. In order to be successful, end up with the most powerful items and least unnecessary fluff. So I don't know how that works as a trick-taking or card shedding game or whatever, and it's one that I would see around all the time. I was like, you know what? I really want to try it. So I have my own copies. We'll be giving that a try. And based on the same thing with a game that I had never played, just saw around, hear good things, and that is Tacta. This one looks super neat, puzzly card game. So the way that it works, from what I understand, is there's like squares on the card that you would cover up with your new cards, and you're trying to have the most dots showing of your color. So you're trying to place the cards so that you have, like, it's like area control card placement game from the look of it. But this is one that gets talked about quite a bit. It looks amazing on the table. I'm really looking forward to playing it, and that is Tacta. Then this game is a game that I have played a lot. I know I enjoy this one. I suck at this one. I lose all the time, but this is Knarr. And Knarr is like a Viking set collecting or card collecting kind of order fulfilling game with like a neat twist to it. So the card that you play will represent the card you got to pick up next time. Because if you play a red card, then under the red banner, you're going to collect that card, even though it's not red. This one is green, but that's kind of controls what you collect next. And then you'll place cards into your area, and then playing cards kind of activate what's on there, and then you get to collect those goods. You can spend them to do different things with it, but either have wilds or to collect from the gold cards that you've collected. And it's kind of a race game because the first one to 40 points win. I always start with a big lead, but I'm not good at building cards and maintaining these cards. I kind of tend to spend as I collect, so I never have a good supply built. And then by the end of the game, everybody surpasses me and wins. So I have my own copy now. I can hopefully get a little bit better at this game. I know Lee hasn't played it, but I think this is one that he'll enjoy. So Knarr. And then the last one I got is a game that I hadn't heard of often. My mom came across it. She says, "Are you interested in this one? Because if so, I would give it to you for Christmas." And I was like, "Yes, please." And that is snake oil. It cures all that ails you. So this is a party game. You're going to be selecting a judge, and they're going to have a character card. So in this case, the example is a king. Then you're going to have a hand of cards. You're going to select 2 words to put together, and you got to pitch what you're selling. So there's rock paint or bread brush or animal blanket or snow machine. And you got to sell why this character would want your product, your salesman, your traveling salesman. So you're trying to sell the idea of the thing. Now, I've never played this one. This is just from what I understand, but I think it'll be an interesting one to play. As I mentioned, we tend to play a lot of party games. Those are the games that gets played the most in my household, just with my group of players. But those are the games that join my collection this holiday season. So let me know what you got, or which one of my games you are most interested to kind of hear more about, or you would be interested in playing. But thanks so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.